AI is going to make you 50K a month. I'm going to show you exactly how. And look, before you think I'm going to start talking about some AI automation course and some AI funnel or any bullshit like that, definitely not. What I'm going to talk to you about is how you're going to use AI to be your own salesperson or trainer, how to make sure you're sharper, more precise, and a faster closer using AI. The reason why I'm going to talk about this is because when I got started in remote closing, for my journey from 0 to 50K a month was really difficult. And I'm not talking about like carrying rocks on my back difficult or any bullshit like that. I'm talking about I had to watch thousands of sales calls end to end for hours until I got one little crisp of gold that I could go on. I had to watch thousands of sales calls just to get one little nugget of gold that would help me unlock the calls. And for 2 years back to back, I would spend from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. in the morning watching sales calls. And I treated Zoom recordings literally as Netflix. And what I was trying to figure out was how can I crack the code and how can I understand someone better without having it cost me a commission check? Because the thing that I learned that cost me the most money when I was getting started was if I keep on trying to role play with the prospect and trying to understand how I can get better on a sales call, it was like an NBA player going through and trying to get better at dribbling during the game, right? It was the reps I need to make outside of my sales calls, which is going to help me get better in my sales calls. And this is why I started using AI as a platform to help me with this. And the reason why I'm bringing this training here is because I was on a coaching call this morning with one of my team, and we were discussing how he's struggling with trying to get to the problem and understanding the proper problem that's on a sales call. And when the prospect is sitting there giving him a whole heap of just blab, right? Nothing that is actually of substance. And he wasn't sure what to say, when to say it. And I asked him a question. And the question I asked him was, what if you knew your prospect better than the prospect knew themselves? He's like, yeah, that's nice. But I don't know how to actually do that. And usually what I would have done is I would have gotten a piece of paper out and I would have listed all the problems that someone would face. But then I snapped on me. And I used to use when ChatGPT and AI first came out, I used to use it as a tool to identify problems and identify people better. So what I'm going to teach you guys today is prompts that I use, processes I use, role plays I use to be able to get me from 0 to 50K a month in remote closing, and how I'm able to get other closers from 0 to 20K a month a whole heap quicker. Because if you learn this, you can become more sharp, you can become more efficient. It was actually a Tuesday night at 9:37 p.m. and I was on a sales call with a prospect and I had no idea what to say. We were going back and forth, objection handling. And I remember I just gave up. It was a point where I literally just gave up because in my head, I was like, I have no idea how to help this guy. I have no idea what to do. I lost all and utter complete confidence. I thought I was saying exactly the right things. I thought I was saying exactly what to say. I was hitting everything on the head. He was smiling and nodding. He was engaged, everything. And then I dropped price and everything flew out the window because he just shut off. He completely shut down. And I realized that I've completely lost the prospect. I've missed something in that call. And I remember his name. His name is Harry. And Harry was basically a plumber. He was living in the Gold Coast, and he really wanted to make more money. And I feel really guilty. So Harry, if you're watching this, I'm still thinking about you. I want to help you, and I know I can, and I've been texting you for so long, so you better come back to me. But what the thing that was the reason why he switched off is because I actually realized watching his sales call probably about 30 times now, going back and forth, is I didn't know Harry at all. I didn't know what problems he was feeling. I didn't understand what was going on in his own head. And that's when one night I decided to go on ChatGPT, and I basically went through and I put in everything I knew about him, and I got an idea what I should have said. I got a very, very clear idea. And when I took those notes, I took the exact same notes about Harry, and the next person I spoke to who was in a similar situation, I spoke to the exact things that he spoke about. And I spoke to exact problems he might be thinking in his head. And what happened was I got a reply of, it's almost like you know me better than I know myself. And I knew I cracked the code because I was able to go, great, if I can produce this based on my key prospects I speak to, most on the general people I speak to, and I have, because only really 4 or 5 people I speak to that are the most consistent. Like I speak to those people and they're 9-to-5 workers or the middle managers or they're tradies or there's someone who's trying to get off the tools, whatever it is. I just spoke to that person and I went, okay, let's get ChatGPT to teach me how to do this. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the exact scripts, the exact processes that help me close that second deal that I told you about. And I ended up making $3,750 on one call closes, because now I'm able to scale myself quicker. I'm able to speed up my sales process. I'm able to talk to people in a way that they understand themselves, and it's more of their own language that's going on in their own head. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do, how I'm able to use ChatGPT to my advantage. Join me inside my screen. I'll show you exactly how it works. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the exact scripts and the prompts that I use for Harry. I'm going to show you exactly what I should have said and how I should have said it. And I'm going to give you the exact things that I'm going to work on. So first things first is, when I got started and I was talking about him, I needed to basically understand what was going on in his head. So what I did was I prompted it, and I'm going to copy and paste the exact prompt that I used, which was this. So you're a 43-year-old plumber from the Gold Coast. You worked hard in labor for the past 20 years. You wake up at 3 a.m. and you're exhausted by the time you get home. So I'm going to get to work. You got 2 kids, wife stays at home. You're a sole provider and the pressure is building. You've been thinking about starting an online business, maybe e-commerce. A few years ago, you got spent $3,000 on a course and you felt burnt. You're overcompromised, undelivered. You felt like a failure. You want freedom. You want options. You're skeptical, but deep down, you know you're afraid of wasting time and confidence again. Tell me what is going on in my head. Done. So let's see what this actually comes back with, because I know it's going to be absolute gold. So here's what's going on. I'm effing tired, running out of fumes, just physically, emotionally. You've been carrying your family on your back for years. Okay, cool. I feel stuck. I want more. I'm guarded. This is where we start to get a good idea on what the prospect is saying. But now we're going to give it a couple extra prompts, because these are what's going to actually give you the juice that you need to on your sales call. So this is where you can utilize it from a setting call, notes, anything that's going on, you can utilize this. So even if you do a 2-step call, this is going to be incredibly valuable. So here are the prompts, which is, what am I scared of? What failure am I holding on to? What do I hope this offer fixes for my life? What success would feel like emotionally, not just financially? And what would my life look like in 6 months if this actually worked? So what am I scared of? Scared of wasting what little energy and money you have left. You're not scared of hard work. You do that every day. You're scared of chasing someone else or something else that ends up making you look like a fool. You're scared of looking your wife in the eye and saying, I thought this would help us, and don't have. So this is gold information, because this is 100% the truth. This is all the stuff that Harry actually didn't tell me, but I knew exactly what he was thinking. And this is where utilizing this is going to give you guys the in. It's going to give you what's called behind the closed door. And what it will position you as is the trusted advisor. It'll put you in the position where everybody will go, holy moly, this guy is closing deals like no tomorrow. Why? Because you have this one little secret weapon. So use it. So what do I hope this offer fixes for in my life, etc. Right? You can see everything. So what this will help you with is you can, again, have exact clarity. And now we can go, how can I help him in my sales call best? Right? So this way you can just have this conversation. So validate his reality. Look, mate, I'm guessing you've been up since sunrise. So you want to talk to what's actually going on. Get into his world, but don't rush to solve it. Let him unpack the weight he's carrying. And again, that's really good. That's gold, because you want to help him realize what's actually the cost of him not doing anything, rather than you having to explain what's going on and how it's happening and all those things. You want him to unpack it, because then he'll feel the genuine weight of it, not just you trying to slap a band-aid on it. And then this is where it gives you really good questions to ask. What's a typical day look like for you? What's been on your mind lately when it comes to money or time? What got you even entertain the idea of starting something new? And reflect hard on it. And the skepticism. So let me guess, part of you thinking, yeah, it sounds too good to be true, but I've been burnt in the past. I've burnt before, and I can't afford wasting time, money, energy again, right? Like, again, that might be a little bit too assumptive. So this is where, when you're going through coaching, and this is what most of my students do, is they take what they own to here, they bring it on to their training calls with myself, and that's when we start refining it. We start to really make sure that the questions actually land and they have impact, but you're not assuming things. Because the thing is, though, a question like that, assuming cause death in your sales call. Death by 1,000 cuts. So we can't have that. But this is where you can reframe failure. You can, again, giving you the exact steps of what's going on in their head. This way you can really use this to the best of your ability. But now we're going to add on an extra layer that's going to be absolute game changer for you. So we've got everything we need here. Now you go to this little button you call, which is called a voice mode. And this is when we start talking to ChatGPT. So, hey chat, how you doing? Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. What's on your mind today?
Based on this chat, I would like you to do a sales role play with me, and I'd like you to tell me the areas that I can improve and tell me how I can help this prospect get the best outcome. So I want you to really focus on my discovery and tell me if I'm hitting the right points.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. Do you have a specific scenario or type of prospect in mind? Or should we create one for this role play?
The one that I used in the chat.
All right, got it. Let's jump into the role play. You can start your opening question and I'll respond as the prospect. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hey, Harry, how you doing?
Hey there. I'm doing all right. How about you?
Yeah, going well, thank you. So it looks like you booked in a call about possibly getting some help with starting an e-com business. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I've been thinking about it for a while now and wanted to explore what options are out there.
Yeah, and that's not a problem. I guess just so I can get an idea as well, what was it that caught your attention to us specifically?
Well, a friend recommended you guys. Plus, I like the idea of having some guidance because I've been burned by online courses before.
Yeah, okay. Most people say quite similar. Do you mind me asking though, which friend actually recommended us, just so I can send over a little thank you?
Sure, it was Melissa Knight. She's been working with you already and spoke pretty highly.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Melissa is awesome. And in regards to getting things off the ground, do you mind me asking, when you first got started in ecom and you tried out that course, how long ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago. It didn't go as planned, which is why I'm a bit cautious now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, tell me a bit about what's going on at the moment that has you revisiting this, like, I guess, now, though.
Well, I'm looking for a way to create more financial stability and freedom for my family. The timing feels right to give it another shot.
Okay, and when you say the timing feels right, just so I can understand, how come?
Well, I've been in my current job for a while, and I'm ready for a change.
Exactly? Sorry?
I've been at it for about 20 years now.
20 years. So just, I guess, just a new guy on the block then.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it's been a long journey.
And I guess when you first got started and you were looking at the course that you invested in 2 years ago, were you hoping that was going to be the way out of your job, or were you just looking for more of a side hustle?
I was hoping it would eventually become my main source of income. It was more than just a side hustle for me. I really wanted to transition out of my current job.
And you mentioned, I think you mentioned that you have a family as well, or are you on your own? Sorry.
Yeah, I've got a wife and kids, so that's a big part of why I'm looking for something more stable and flexible.
Okay, so let's just look at this quickly. With it, like, and I hope you don't mind me asking, just because I don't want to assume anything. How old are the kids?
No worries, they're 2 and 4 years old.
2 and 4. Okay, so you're just getting started. Are you getting time with them the way you want to, or not really?
Not as much as I'd like. My job hours make it tough to spend quality time with them.
And where is that causing you the most grief for you personally?
It's tough missing out on those early moments and not being there as much as I'd like. It feels like I'm sacrificing family time for work.
Yeah, I could see where that's causing some issues. How does your wife feel around you working these many hours and not getting time with the family the way you want to, and obviously I'm guessing the way she wants you around too?
She's supportive, but I know it's hard on her too. She'd love for me to have more time at home with the kids, balancing everything. She's handling the kids almost entirely on her own, and she worries about me missing out on important moments.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna exit out here. So this is where you can use it, right, to role play and track objections, those type of things. You can prompt it further and you can utilize it. So you can say, you can tell it, I want you to be harder. I want you to be more elusive, all those type of things. And you can use this as a really epic role play buddy to give you the best outcome. And you see, this is where you can use a chatbot as simple as no prompts, nothing, to be your 24/7 sales coach. It's going to help you refine things, and it's going to help you get more sharp, but it's also going to give you that edge where you can utilize the coaching you are getting and making sure you can double it up with proper systems and processes, and you can piece it together so you're always consistently learning. And this is what stopped me from going from guessing who the person was, guessing what they're thinking, to having absolute clarity. And that made me 50K months because I was able to know exactly what's going on, and I was able to give it the right inputs from ChatGPT and prompts, and I was able to get the right outputs, and I was able to see things from a granular level. And look, you can prompt these better and you can train your ChatGPT to be better. Quite frankly, I'm going to be very upfront. I don't know how to do it fully. I've just been utilizing the most basic version of it, and it's making me 50K months. So using the most basic version can be the best thing for you. So don't overcomplicate it. And what I'll do as well, I'll drop below the prompts that I asked for feedback on. So I'll show you what could I have said better? Where could I have done it? Rate my performance, all those things. These are where you can use those prompts to get a good gauge on what's going to work best. This is when I don't want to have to talk to somebody on a role play or those type of things. I just go to ChatGPT. I have a chat. I get things out of the way. I understand what the prospect might have been thinking. I get a bit of a deeper dive onto what's going on. This is where I'm able to simulate real life scenarios without having to go through the booking people in my calendar, wasting a whole heap of time. I can just press one button and get it done. You will be able to test angle for angle, objections for objections. You can be able to test everything and see what works, what doesn't, and you can be able to test how tonality, etc. And this is where you can neutralize all the resistance in your sales call before the call even happens from yourself and the prospect, because your prospect is going to see you as a trusted advisor. You're going to feel more comfortable because you feel like you know the person better and you're more sharp, and you're just going to be an absolute professional. You're going to be the absolute trusted advisor in the whole team, and people are going to look at you going like, what's your secret? So now I'm going to be straight with you. You can keep watching your own calls and guessing on what went wrong and hoping that next time is going to be any better. Or you can get some absolute clarity, get proper processes on exactly what you need to say, when you need to say it, and have somebody who's actually made 50, 60, and sometimes even $100,000 a month in sales, in commissions, to 20, 30, 40, 50K months in a matter of weeks, not months. So if you're ready to close like a professional and you're done playing small, join the community. It's completely free. Click the link and we'll see you in there. This is where you're going to actually start acting like a remote closer that is making 50K a month instead of just hoping and dreaming. And join a community of like-minded individuals. Like, comment, subscribe. What was your biggest takeaway? And if you want the prompts, drop me a comment below and I'll send them over. See you soon.